Well, hello there. What is happening, everybody? Hope everyone's well. Hope you guys are doing good. It has been way too dang long since I've been on here, but I'm back. Um, gonna try to do this more consistently, like I used to do in the past, but it's been busy with keeping up with stuff and doing other things that I've liked so much. You're gonna see me peeking out the window a lot here because I've got to salvage a parking spot for my wife here. Anyway, um, but yeah, life's been good. Just been busy. Got out to fly for the first time last week. If you guys haven't checked out the videos that I posted already, check them out. They've got there's been shorts going, videos, actual flying videos have been posted. And there will be more getting posted. I've still got a few from over the weekend. Voice is kind of weird because of allergies kind of kicking in, but such is life. We will have to deal with what we deal with. But yeah, it's been good to be back. Good to be interacting with those of you that are here. I tried blasting it out to see how many people would show, and whoever shows, that's great. Just want to be able to get on here and interact with the people in the RC community without all the unnecessary influence and all that other stuff. I just want to be able to get on here and share the hobby and share what works for me and show people what it is that I like so much about it. Just gonna. It's been a lot that's been happening in the RC world, but I haven't really been able to keep track of all of it. So I've been I have a whole bunch of planes that are in boxes still, like 7 planes in boxes, but I still have planes that are out that have been assembled, just not flown. So one of them is this bad boy right here. And I looked closer at it and I realized this thing has an outrunner in it. I don't like outrunners. Granted, it does work great. Granted, the plane does fly wonderful with an outrunner. But you know me, I like inrunners. So I ordered up some stuff. And I noticed that it had a small ESC in it. So I'm like, maybe I need to put a slightly larger ESC. So I got a 60 amp ESC. And then I also got a 64 millimeter inrunner fan. So I've got 2 ways to do this. There's I ordered from Freewing. I mean, not from Freewing, from Motion RC. Haven't opened the box yet. I'm going to do that here. But I ordered from Motion RC, and I'll open it up, and I'll show you what I've got that I'm going to be working on. I want to see what there's how this new setup looks. I took that setup out of the what do you call it? The 64 F14, which I still haven't flown. When I put the burners on, I used that, took that motor out, and was able to see what the motor looked. And yes, Shadow, you're very right. It's like a swear word. Outrunners are fine. I don't mind them. Just don't like the spinning bell. Just don't like the spinning bell because it makes it so that I can't put my burner on if I wanted to. And I don't like things spinning. Sorry, I'm messaging somebody that's doing an order for me. But anyway, so, I just don't like extra things spinning. The outrunners work great. I've seen the plane fly. The plane flies wonderful. It doesn't need anything. But me, I like messing with stuff. So I decided I'm going to do that. So I have that. I'll open the box from Motion. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm going to get over there, open it up, and I'll show you guys what's in there. And then we'll figure some stuff out. Now, over the weekend, I had been planning on swapping a fan that looks like this. I mean, not this exact one. This fan came out of the F-15. So I had planned on taking the F-15's fan, just this, out and putting the crashed F-22's fan into it. I had no time to do it here at home, so I just put everything in the car and I actually did it at the field. So this is the one that was in the F-15. I'm probably going to do a show where I pull this apart and try to balance it because it started buzzing and making noise. So there's a show in this. There's the burner on the back. And then I'm going to have to do a show with some more in-depth stuff. I do want to talk about some of the because there's this really easy way of setting up the AR-637s, because I have several planes that use them now. So I don't know if I'll be able to pull out my receiver, but I wanted to show how all of these things go together. So it's not just a one thing. You know, I get a plane from Motion RC, and I only use stuff from Motion RC. No, I use a little bit from everywhere. So that's kind of what I wanted to show in this video. I'm not really going to do much in depth with this plane. I can't really do much today because I got a lot going on in the house and I can't really pull things out. But what we are going to do is open up that ESC, open up the box which has an ESC and fan in it, and we'll figure that out. Then I'll open the plane up here for you guys to see really quick, and we'll look in there, and then I'll show you the receiver that I'm going to use. And I want to interact with you guys more. I don't interact with you guys enough, but when on the shows, I used to do it a lot, but I need to do this more. So Shadow Ops is here. I haven't seen Shadow in a while. Thank you for being here. Yes, I'm finally back. It's been a while. But like I said, just doing other things. But RC is still important. Just had to step away from it a little bit, and we'll get back to it. And it was actually it was a good break, because when I got back to flying the stuff that I had, it was like a shock, because I didn't realize how fast my planes were, even though they're electric, especially that F-15. Oh my God, the F-15 is amazing. With a simple fan, you don't have to spend crap tons of money to make stuff work really well. And that's one thing I really want to delve into, is how it is that I got the F-15 to be the way that it is. I'm going to try to get somebody with a good camera to videotape it so that it can be seen. RC Pilot Will, what's up with you? Thank you for being here. Let's see who else is here. Scotty Story. I haven't seen you in a while, but thank you for being here, Scotty. Good to see you. Let's just see the people that are always around are back. Mr. Victor RC, what's up with you? Yeah, exactly. Who is Gooniac? Just that dude over there, right? Let's see. Mr. Wiggle Fingers, thank you for being here. How are you? Sorry, it's been so long since I've been on here. Mr. Wild Bill, what is up with you, my friend? Howdy, howdy. Been trying to get to your simulator sessions, but out driving my car with my kids. This was kind of solo this week. I haven't really done much with them yet. Ordered some tires for my son today, which he's going to pay me back for, of course. But anyway, let's see who else is here. Paul McNeil, what is up with you? Thank you for being here. Who else do we have? Snow River, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up with you? Glad that you're here. And yeah, I'm not expecting much of it. Also, the in runner that I have is a 2500 kV, so I'm not sure if you found that one. There are two different models, so it's 2500 kV. Not sure how much of a difference it's going to make. If it makes a difference at all, I don't care. I just want an in runner. I prefer in runners. Let's see who else. Lionel Randall, what is up with you? Thank you for being here. Guys, let me know if the sound is okay too. I have a different headset my kid let me use, so let me know if it's good. But what's up, Lionel? How you doing? And there's Noons. I haven't seen Noons on here. I don't think I've seen you on here in a long time. But what is up with you? Thank you for being here. Glad to see you on. Keep on shouting out people that I see as I see them. Who else is here? Yeah, that's not the kind of money I'm spending. I refuse to spend that much money on tires. Um, I know you can't get away with it with trucks. You can't get away with it with some cars. Just give you an idea. I bought some 265, 35, 22s for $483. And they're not crappy tires. They're good tires. So can be done. Just got to be willing to do some hunting. But anyway, Wild Bill, we had some weird weather. We had on Monday it was 85. On Tuesday, which was yesterday, it was 92. Today, 63. So, and we've got like 6 days straight of rain, which is crazy. So yeah, Shadow, I'm a weird person, as we all know. I will find tires that work for any car that don't break the bank. So, if you ever need help, let me know. There's places that I can help you find, and it will save you tons of money, tons of money. For my 20-inch, I'm able to get those for under 400 for my car. Mine were 362 for 255, 35, 20. So it can be done. Just got to know how to do it. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. So here I am looking for the box that I wanted and sitting right next to me. Ding! So anyway, couldn't remember where I put it and had like a little mild episode of, oh crap, what did I do with it? I don't know what I did with it. Where did it go? So anyway, I've got it. And we are going to dive right into it. And hopefully if there's any questions or anything you guys have, you can ask away while I'm doing this. But as I said, this is a cool plane. I like the way it looks. I like what I've seen. I've seen 2 of them fly. I've seen one that was this color and another that was like the Arctic camo. And they flew great. It's just that you know me. They were good, but I hear outrunners, and I don't like the sounds. So, okay, so snow. There's a different one. Let me see if I can find it right now, and I'll put that in there. So I don't know if you noticed, but there's more than one power system for 64s. So let me see if you haven't seen this one, check it out, because I know there's a 2300 kV in runner, but the one that I found was different, and I'll show you here once I get it open. Yeah, there's two. Okay, so there's a couple of them. 3100, which is for 4S, and then there is the 2500. So I'm gonna put that link here for you to see. So that's the link. Oh, pothole damage. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, it's a weird size. Weird sizes doesn't matter because you can always figure out that next size up just a little bit, so you don't mess up your speedometer. But on a time crunch, I get it. It's different. But Shadow, if you ever do want some, there are some good places. eBay's number one. eBay, and then Simple Tire. There's a few other places that are good. But anyway, so I know the 64 Raptor is in runner. Yes. Oh, it's 64 is. I know that the Tomcat is too. That's where I first saw the in-runners. But the in-runners that I saw for the Tomcat were 2300 kV. So I've got the box here. Cover my address. But just as it came from Motion RC, packaged the way they sent it. This is the picture from the box from the picture in the intro shot. Let's get this open and take a look. So let's see all the things that I got. The plane normally comes stock with 2200 or 2200 kV in runner. I mean outrunner, which is, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. I just don't care for the sound of outrunners. I can hear when timing is off in the motor. So here it is. It's open. Looks like they package it fairly well. This is the little slip they put on top. There's the fan. So let me get this thing open. They did a good job packing. Motion's always pretty good about that stuff. So I got two different things here. This is a piece that I got for my F104, which I am going to be putting back together. F104 is getting reassembled, but this is for the power distribution board for that. And then this is the ESC. It's a free wing ESC, which is a hobby wing. But we're going to be taking that out. Looks like I'm going to have to change the end to the EC5 that I'm used to using. But it's an EC5. And then I'll get this program the way that I want. I'll do that on the channel too, so you guys can see how we do that. And then we have a fan. Oops, sorry. Fan is here, right here. So we're going to get that opened. Get the knife, do some slicing. Get that popped up and opened. But yeah, they put everything on the packing slip here, said exactly what was in there. I ordered this last week. It showed it pretty quick. So I ordered it on the 17th, and I got it on the pretty quickly too. I got it on the 20 on a Saturday, I think. So they did good. Let's check out the fan here. Just got it opened. There's more tape here, so let's get the tape. So that's it. So you can see it is the 2500 kV, which is an upgrade because 2300 is the normal. Let's look in here. Looks like there's a little couple extra parts, which is fine because I can use that for the ESC. Getting the wires out. So there's all the little doodads that come with it. And then this is the fan. Let's check out the fan. And what the? This is a fan, but the fan does not look right. It's all scuffed up. And it doesn't look like it's centered. A lot of space, no space on this end, a lot of space on that end. It spins, but something's wrong. That is unfortunate. Let's look through there. Yeah, so if you look through here, you can see there's a lot less room than there is over here. So on that side, you can see there's a lot less. Yeah, a lot less room there. Something's wrong. And as you can see in here, it's all scraped on the bottom. That ain't good. That's not right. So I don't think we're going to be able to use this unless I'm able to pull it apart. Well, you know, let me pull it apart. Sometimes just turning this thing 180 degrees. This shouldn't be used. This is a brand new part. This is the one that I ordered. So the one that I ordered, I just put that link in the chat there. This is what I got from Motion. So it's in the link. Click that. That's what I got. It's this whole assembly is like $42. It's not a bad price. It's a good price. But all those prices are going to be going up. Yeah, $42.99 is what I paid for it. So that ain't good. But you guys know me. I'll pull this apart. You know what? Let's do it now. So give me a second. I'm going to go get my tools. I know I could probably send this back and do a claim and all that. But what matters the most to me is that motor. Chances are I can take this motor and put it in the housing for that fan. So it ain't that big a deal. You know, I ain't gonna waste my time on $40-something for a warranty. I should have just bought the motor by itself and then just changed it out of that and gone through the whole balance thing. So what I want to do, yes, I know I could submit a claim ticket and all that other stuff, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to mess with it. Not worth it. Not worth my time. Not worth the money. It's only $43. So let's just make the show more interesting. Since we got some scraped up doofiness here, we're going to pull it apart on live so you can see what it is that I do with this. I'm going to have to go to my go get my Allen screws. I'll leave the mic on while I go get that. Actually, I'm going to mute everything for a second because I walk too far away and it goes off. So hold on. All right, so we are going to have ourselves a little adventure here on the stream. Slight change of plans simply because this was not quite as we wanted it, but now curiosity's gotten the best of me and I want to pull it apart and see why. So let's do that. Got my Allen's right here. Looks like a 2mm. So we're going to pull that apart. So let me check on the chat here, see who's in here. Mr. Michael Bear, what is up? Glad you could make it. And I know there's a Falcon that you fly, but there was one that flew over that reminded me of you. I know it's not the same one that you fly, but I've been seeing lots of Falcons, and every time I do, I think, hey, I wonder if Michael Bear's flying one of these Falcons that's coming in here. Anyway, howdy, what's up? Good to see you. And so, first thing I'm going to do take off the spinner. Is this a 1.5? No, it's a 2. So it's, is this loose? No, it's a 2.5. Okay, so let's go to the next one up. Yep, 2.5. So it feels like it was tight. The screw is in the spinner. There's no weight. But once you get in there, there are 2 different nuts. So it's like there's a safety nut. Yeah, it's double nutted. So there's a safety nut and a regular nut, which is good. No complaints. It's good. But we're going to pull that off. I didn't realize I need to get a crescent wrench. So I'm going to pause real quick and be right back. Sorry for all the pauses. Okay, so pliers, crescent wrench. Let's get this going. So that's actually a good thing that they did. I like seeing that. They've got it double nutted to make sure the thing doesn't fly off. Ooh. The nut underneath. Oh, the nut underneath is loose. So it's a good thing that I did this. Yeah, everything's coming off at the same time. Look at that. So it's a good thing I checked because it's all loose. Oh, that's weird. All right. Looks like there might be something in the center here. Oh, I'd have to use the screw. So yeah, we'll use the screw. Duh. The screw from the spinner. So hold that. There we go. So this, the little lock nut thing they put on there is off. Sorry, you're looking at my head. So I'm still working on this thing. So I had to pull this part out to get to the lock nut. And now I'm going to have to put the spinner back in. The spinner screw back in. Yeah, sheesh, this is going to be weird. All right. So this is the difference between an outrunner and an in runner. With an in runner, I can easily get this off. It's harder to do with an outrunner. I can easily get this off. It's harder to do with an in runner. It's all good. I'm still going to make it work. So I'm going to put a little pressure on this so that the I don't want to have to use a don't want to have to use a another set of pliers. So perfect. Let's get this going. See if I can get it off. Anyway, I'm pulling this thing apart. And whatever it takes to get it off, we're gonna do it. This is already spinning, which I don't like. It's not keyed. But I'm still gonna make this work. Oh wait, there we go. Is that what it needs? Ah, that's what it needs. There's a little pressure back there. And it's coming off. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. The nut is off. There is a washer that they put in its place. And rotor is off. And there's a washer behind the rotor. Or the backing behind the rotor, which I just dropped on the floor. And I'm going to have to find... There it is. All right. And there is backing part from the setup here. So it's the usual kind of prop adapter. And okay, so here let's just look in here. There's that. Prop adapter comes off. Motor is exposed. There are 4 Phillips head screws that are in there. I'm going to make sure to put all this back together. So this is the adapter. And this is one of the pressure fit type adapters. I don't necessarily care for those on any type of fan, simply because they it's easy for them to run away and just blow. You think that it's tight. Now, had I run this, chances are it would have blown apart because this was not tight. And the little lock nut thing that's there, that's cool, but what good is it going to do if everything below it is loose? So that's a little frustrating. But like I said, I don't care. I'm going to work with it. The motor looks good. I won't run it up on today's show, but I will get this run up, and maybe I'll just make the next show about me balancing this. So let's see. Let me get to what else. Sorry for the chat. I've been missing what's going on. And thank you, Michael Bear. I've tried to, that's the main reason why I do the videos that I do, is because I want to help people. The balancing stuff with EDFs makes a huge difference. A balanced EDF will actually perform better, draw less amps, less vibration, less noise. It'll just be a better experience altogether. So JCB67, what's up? I'm glad to see you. And I'm glad those videos help. I'll do more videos. You know, doesn't matter the size. This is a 90. This is a 64. You balance them both the same. You could even balance a 105 or a 120. I balance 105 and 120s the same way. And they work perfectly. You can balance them computerized, or you can balance them the Gooniac way. The Gooniac way works just about as good, if not better, than the computerized, because I'm using sound and using the feel. Aha. Okay, so now I look in here. I don't know if you can see it. It looks a little oblong. So I'm going to have to flip it and see if that helps. But what I do in a case like this is you flip it 180 degrees to see if that is a way to make it work. Parking? Okay. So they're going to leave later. So. Mm-hmm.
Should I just say, let me know when you're leaving?
I would.
That's
The younger one. Okay. Anyway.
They're always loud. When they leave. No.
It still wouldn't hurt to say something if you wanted. Are they out there? Oh. Okay. Anyway, sorry guys. So I'm gonna pull that out, check it out, see what's going on. I'm gonna go grab the screwdriver so that I can do that. I'm all out of sorts with the RC stuff. Surprised I was able to pull my plane apart at the field, considering I haven't done this for so long. And I don't have the screwdriver that I need, of course. The one I need is not here. So, what we gonna do? I'm gonna have to go get it. So, give me a second, and I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab that. All right, we're back. These things are sliding off my head. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta get this right. There we go. Okay, so we got it back. Let's right tools. So these are small screws, not very tight. Not very tight at all. Did I just drop the damn thing? Did it go to the ground? You mofo. It did. I'll find it. It's on the ground here somewhere, and I'll find it again. Whatever. So, anyway. I got one there. Two. Taking the final one off. And Shadow, thanks for being here. Sorry if this is kind of an impromptu thrown together thing, but we just roll with it on this channel. So here's the motor. This is the new in-runner from Freewing for the 64 millimeter fans. They fit in the same size as the Outrunners do, but instead of there being a bell, it's an in-runner. So they are actually bigger than what they are. I think they're 30 millimeter on the outside, or 29 millimeters from here. I mean, this is 29, but the part that goes in is much smaller. So there you go. Got that part out. So let's try switching it over, flipping it 180 degrees. And if that doesn't work, we'll just be done for the show today. But I'm going to make this work regardless because I can use this in the other motor. I mean, in the other fan unit in the housing. So it can be done. No problemo. So let's get that set. And I just dropped the other screw like a moron. So I'm going to turn the light up so it's going to make me look a little dead. But I need the light on so I can see more. It should adjust soon, but I got to be able to see. Let's get that in there. There's one in. And I'll have to find these other two that are on the ground shortly. Like I said, I'm sorry I turned the light on too high, but we're adapting. I'll turn the light down now because I don't need it. Let's see if we can get that going. All right, light is turned down. Anyway, yeah, Ray's got lots of loose screws. Don't worry about that. There's one screw. Woohoo! We got one. So don't mind my big head. I have to find the other one here. There it is. We got it. We got it. There's the other one. So let's get the last two screws in their place. I flipped the motor 180 degrees to see if that will help with this misalignment. Sometimes that's all it takes. And if that doesn't work, then we are going to just take this motor out and put it in the other housing that comes with the plane. Who's it that's texting me right now? Okay, so check that later. All right. So now we have the motor back in. I flipped it 180 degrees, or did I? Yes, I did. So let's see. That out. Push that in. Push that down. I had this like so. Let me see if that helped. No, it did not. Did not help at all. Nope. Did not help at all. So I don't know. Exactly what happened here. But we need to try something different. So let's do that again. I'll move the screws and then we'll end the show here. But thanks for all of you that are here and bearing with me on the weirdness. I'm going to flip this thing 180. I'm going to leave it in my hand and flip it 180. See if that does it. I don't know why. It's brand new and malformed straight from the factory. I just launched that screw again like a ding dong. Watch myself do it that time. There it is. It's right there on the floor. All right, at least I got it. All right. So, free wings there. We're going to rotate it. There, we just did. There, it has been rotated 180. On up there. Let's get this one on. So I don't know if any of you guys have been paying attention, but I've been trying to get to other people's live streams again. Urban Legends RC, I hadn't really heard of those guys, but I've been paying a lot of attention to their show. They have a fun show that comes on. I have been onto it a few times, and they always seem to have a lot of fun. I think they call it the Fun Zone. I don't know, but it's a pretty good show. These guys crack me up. They're pretty funny. So just a big shout out to them. They were kind of my motivation to get back to this again after seeing their show, because it was pretty dang funny. And it's a surface show, but they're still surface mean cars. But guys are pretty funny. They have good videos. I've watched a few of their videos. And they are pretty good. They do a good job. It's not my cup of tea, which, and I'm not into cars, but I'll still look into it. So it's good to see people still into the hobby, and not because they're influenced, but just because they like it. And those guys seem to be that type of person, those type of people, which I really appreciate. You know, you can watch something and not have to worry about whether or not they're going to try to sell you something. You know, that's all right. Well, does that look better? Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, that's better. That's better. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. So there you go. Sometimes all you have to do is flip that motor 180 degrees and things end up working the way you want them to. So what I'm going to do, we'll finish up the show today, and then I will actually do the next show. Will be me balancing this to go into the L39. So I'm doing a little extra tighten on these screws to make sure that they're going to stay in place. And then we're going to put this back together, and then we will wrap up the show here, and then I'll do a balancing on the show so I can show you guys how I get this thing sounding buttery smooth and sounding more like an actual turbine than something electric powered. So okay, so I'm going to pull this off and do this by hand, because for some reason the screw is being a pain. It's like the threads are a little bit off. But, so I'm going to do that. Slide this beezy back up on there. There we go. Slide that on like that. Get that on like that. We're going to tighten that down. So yeah, there we go. Fa-plow. So look, there's a gap there, and the gap is mostly the same all the way around. So it was scraping before. Sometimes all you got to do is flip that motor 180, and yeah, everything works. So look, you can see there's not scrubbing on that side. So I'm going to tighten it down. And then I'll put that little, yeah, it's actually tightening down pretty good. Oh yeah, I like that. So there we go. So this is one of those things where, yes, I could have put a claim. I could have filed a claim and had Motion RC handle this, just send me a new fan. Or rather than deal with the weight, I just decided no need. No need to, oh, there we go. I got this little mark that they've got here on top. So rather than clog up the system with a claim, so I put the double nut back. The nut is back on there. So all the balancing that I'm going to do is going to be from the center, from the spinner. So there's no need to worry about pulling this apart again. But wiggle fingers, tight gaps are really good, especially when you're trying to do some extracurricular activities. But when it comes to this, you want to make sure that the gaps are perfect all the way around. When you're reassembling an actual engine, you want a tight gap on some things, not too much, but you know what I mean. You don't want any play. But yeah. So anyway, we got this back together. We're not going to do any more than we're doing right now because it's going to eat up too much time on the show. But we've got an hour in, which is good. That's probably a good spot to end. But I will just set up a couple different spots for this project so that I'll have a couple shows. So here's the plane. Plane is there. Next thing I got to do is pull out the stock motor that's in there. I'll even do a balancing on the stock motor because I guarantee you that stock motor is going to be out of balance. Maybe not much, but it will be soon. But we're going to do a balance of this motor and a balance of that motor, and then we'll actually fit it into the airplane on the next show. So we'll get a couple of shows lined up. But there you go. This was almost a bust simply because of you can see the scuff marks there because this thing was not straight. But being that I've got the experience that I do with EDFs, most of the time it's just flip that motor over in the housing, which doesn't make a difference. It's just 180 degrees. Just take the motor out and flip it. And what do you know? Everything lines up just perfect. So there you go. So we'll actually get down that day. I'll have the table set up. I'll have a battery. I'll have what I do for balancing. So this will just be part one of the show. And then over the next two different shows, I guess, we'll get this balanced and installed in the plane. So you guys get to see how I do it. That's pretty much it. I have the ESC. I could even do a show of the ESC of me resoldering the ends on the ESC. But there we go. So this, I'm gonna talk to Motion still. So I'll make a note about it and I'll say something in the forum about it. But I'm not going to file a claim. There's no point in filing a claim. This is a simple fix. If you know anything about RC, anything about fitting things together, sometimes they're assembled wrong, they're put upside down, whatever. You can make it work. And I'll balance this and make it better than it would have been out of the factory. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I do appreciate those of you that did decide to come and engage in the chat and all that stuff. Thank you all for being here. It's good to be back. Yeah, I'm going to get back to doing stuff that I know and love, which is RC. I love RC. But unfortunately, I love driving cars in the mountains, in the hills. Love doing that too. So it's going to be, I'm going to have to mix things up in ways that work for me so I can do a little bit of everything. I spent about 15 years going hardcore RC, flying almost every day, flying almost every weekend, going to shows, going out, trying to be a positive person in the hobby. And I still intend to do that. I don't want to be an influencer. I have no desire to be an influencer because I don't want to influence people to get into the hobby. I want to make them fall in love with the hobby for what it is and not just to gravitate to buy something. That's the main reason why I'm doing this, to show you that I've got all these different brands that are going into this one plane. and they all are working together to make it work. You don't have to go one way or the other. You can do whatever works for you. So anyway, any other questions or any other comments before we get going? Because it has been a little over an hour, and I don't want to go over that unless you guys are wanting to see some more in-depth stuff at a later date. And if my balancing goes longer than that, it'll be cool. We'll just deal with that. Hold on a second. So I'll leave the chat there for a second. And Fred Barron, thanks for posting the link to the Urban Legend people. Those guys are cool. And I like engaging with them on their show. Pretty fun. But that's pretty much it for today. We're going to set up a part 2 for balancing. And then we'll do a part 3 for assembly. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Yes, Fred Barron, I'll play your favorite song here in a second. And see you guys next week. Keep whatever. What am I trying to say? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Click that bell because it's going to tell you when there's new stuff coming up. So I have videos going up every day with shorts and some other videos. So anyway, see y'all later. Music's showing up for Fred right now. Thank you.